Hello guys, this is Jerry speaking. Welcome to Tribute video for today, August 25th, 2020. Now before we begin this tribute video, I got not one, not two, but 5 tribute videos for today. And we're gonna get ready to read them now and see what we got, shall we? See what we got. Now, one of them is requested by Billy Moody, who had told me to do a tribute to Wilford Brimley, and here it is as follows. He was an American actor and singer, also served in the United States Marine Corps and taken on a variety of odd jobs. Wow. He has become a extra for westerns films, and little more than a decade, he has established himself as a character actor in films such as The China Syndrome in 1979, The Fade in 1982, Tender Mercies We Pronounced It in 1983, and The Natural in 1984. He was also the long-time face of the television advertisements for the Quaker Oats Company. Wow. He also promoted the diabetes education and appeared in related commercials for Liberty Medical. Wow. He was born in New York State, Salt Lake City, Utah, September 27, 1934. His father was a real estate broker. Brimley's maternal grandfather was English, originally from Lancashire. Not sure what you pronounce it. Anyway, and his personal grandmother's parents were from Scottish. Wow. Which from Graceful. Wow. Anyway, Brimley's mother was a half of Danish descent and was also had Welsh, English, German, and Swiss German ancestry. Part of the career in acting, he dropped out of high school at the age of 14. He worked as a cowboy in Nevada, and Arizona. He joined the Marines during the Korean War and served in the Azores Islands for 3 years. Wow. He also worked as a bodyguard for businessman. Wow. Howard Hughes. Wow. And served as a ranch hand, rangerer, and blacksmith. He then began shoeing horses for film and television. As a behest of the close friend and fellow actor, Robert Duvall, he began acting in the 60s as a riding extra and stuntman in the westerns. In 1979, he told the Los Angeles Times that most he ever had earned in the year as an actor was $20,000. Wow. He had no formal training as an actor. And his first experience in acting in front of the live audience was at the Los Angeles Acting Sphere. Wow, okay. Career. Brimley's on-screen breakthrough came when he was cast in the popular 1970s television series The Waltons as Walton's mountain resident and blacksmith Horace Brimley. Wow. He made 7 appearances between 1974 and 1977. His first credited feature film performance was in The China Syndrome in 1979 as Ted Splendor, a friend co-worker at plant ship supervisor Jack Goodall, portrayed by Jack Lemmon. Later, Brimley played a brief but prodigal appearance in Absent Mullins, in 1981. Okay, as a current college graduate would pronounce it, outspoken excellent U.S. Aboriginal James Hale Wells in the movie The Fade. Wow. He also, in the movie The Fade, 1982, he played the bar. The bar joys of the group of men at the American Research Station in Antarctica who outcancel a dangerous alien that can perfectly imitate other organisms. Wow. I can't pronounce this word, but anyway. Brimley's close friend Robert Duvall, who has also appeared in The Natural, who was instrumental in circling for him for the role of Harry in Tender Mercies 1983. The role was hard but not taken enough along with director Bruce Bursford while wanted somebody down here on my side. Somebody that I can relate to. Bursford felt Brimley was too old for the part. Oh God. But eventually agreed with the casting. Yeah. Brimley looked like Duvall clashed with the director. During one instance when Bursford tried to advance Vice Brimley on how Harry, would behave. Yeah. Duvall recalled Brimley responding, "New look, let me tell you something. I'm Harry. Harry's not over here. Harry's not over here. There, excuse me, I misspoke. But anyway, until you fire me or get another actor, I'm Harry. And whatever I do is fine, because I'm Harry. Wow. Very good that appears as Pop Fisher. World-weary manager of the slumping baseball team in the Natural 1984. Shortly thereafter, Brimley served his first leading role in Ron Howard's Cocoon in 1985. Portrayed Ben Luckett. Wow. Leading the groups of Glory Rage were pronounced a counter a magically regular guard train when pronounced a swimming pool, but their retirement home. Wow. Brady was only 40 died when he was cast in the role, wow, and turning 50 during filming. Wow. He was at least 20 years younger than any other actors, but playing up the of a retirement home residence. Wow. In order to look at the part, Brimley bleached his hair, oh God, and mustache to turn them gray, and had wrinkles and leather spots drawn on his face. Wow. He have starred Cocoon The Return 1988 sequel. Wow. Through these and other roles, Brimley became widely known for portraying gruff and struggy old man. Most notably on the 1980s NBC drama series, Our House, Also starring Deirdre Hall, Chad Allen, and Shannon DeGeorge. One exception was when he played William DeVasher, senior head of security of Mafia Associated Law Firm in the Tom Cruise film The Firm, wow, in 1993. After portraying the father of Kevin Kline in and Out in 1997, Brimley retreated from Hollywood in the favor of involvement in more independent productions. He made an obvious mainstream comeback with the TNT film Crossfire Trail 2001. Co-starring with Tom Selleck, who was previously working in the 1980s film High Road to China. Wow. He played emanating United States Postmaster General in 1997 episode of Seinfeld, The Junk Mail, wow, who voiced Kramer to end his Boy Scout of a mail service. After several more years of independent film and TV acting, Brimley has a supporting role Do you hear about the Morgans 2009 film, making a way exchanges with the star Hugh Grant. Commercials. Brimley frequently appeared in commercials, including a series of commercials for Quail Oats. Wow. A companion which became famous for his repeating their slogan, "It's right thing to do." Developed by advertising agency Jordan McGrath, Casey Taylor, I misspoke, but anyway. The campaign began in 1987. Brimley appeared in numerous television advertisements for Liberty Medical. A comedy specializing in own delivery medical products, including diabetes testing special supplies. He appeared in commercials for the American Diabetes Association, with the voiceover for the Brian Foods television commercial campaign. Music interest. Brimley has been described as a fine singer with warm, rich voice. In 1983, Bramley sang with the Cal State Northridge Jazz Band for a concert benefiting the college jazz government scholarship fund. In 2004, he released this time the Dream on Me, an album of jazz standards named after Harold Arlen and Johnny Mercer penned title track. Wow. He was also an accomplished harmonica player. During his 2011 appearance of the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, Bramley performed a lively version of Susanza, much to the delight and surprise of Ferguson and the studio audience. Wow. Personal life. Bramley was a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Wow. He's married to his first wife, Lynn Banshees, on July 6, 1956. They have 4 sons together. James Charles, John Michael, William Charman, and Lawrence D. Yeah, I just read Wilfred. I thought it was Wilfred Jr. for some reason. But anyway, they were married until her death in June 2000. Oh, wow. Bramley married Beverly Berry October 31st, 2007, year I started to found the company. It was originally to be called LukeJ, which I'll talk about in the Born Jokes episode. But anyway, split the time between homes in Great Bend, Wyoming, and Santa Clarita, Utah. In 2009, they founded a nonprofit organization, Hands Across the Cities, HATS, in the Bighorn Basin. Diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in 1979, Bramley began working to raise awareness of the disease. The American Diabetes Association honored him in 2008 with a award to recognize his lifetime of service. The ADA presented the award to him at the Port St. Lucie headquarters of Electoral Medical on December 19, 2008. He visited Veterans Administration hospitals and communities, to advertise patients and how to manage their diseases. His talks about diabetes has become an internet phenomenon, and the meme due to Bramley's pronunciation of diabetes and diabetes, we pronounce it. Congratulations with his overall serious toll. Although the both pronunciation has been included in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. Wow. I did not know that. But anyway, Bramley was supported advertisements have Utah allowing horse race gambling. He spoke against the banning of the cock fighting in New Mexico on the basis of in the support of the animal rights. Wow. He also spoke in 1998 Phoenix rally opposite in the Arizona ballot resolution to ban cockfighting, while arguing that the ban could lead to efforts to restrict the use of human hunting dogs. Well, okay, this makes no sense to me, bits and pieces. But anyway, which opponents of cockfighting call it distraction from the issue. Yeah, bits and pieces. That's just me. That's just me. But anyway, Bramley also enjoyed playing poker, which I agree of, and playing the World Series of Poker main event. Anyway, Bramley led in support to John McCain in 2008 United States presidential election, which he died 2 years ago. In the days leading up, the support Vice President McCain jokingly stated he would pick Bramley. He's a former Marine and great guy. He was older than I am. Yeah, I agree. So that might work. And then I voted for McCain, so he lost. So there you go. He died on August 1st, 2020 at the hospital in St. George, Utah. He was 85 years old. He had been ill for a kidney condition for 2 months. Wow. Now, I'm going to skip the whole biography and move on to the awards and nominations. In 1987, Cable Ace Awards for actor in the movie and the miniseries at the Veggie nomination. 2005 Golden Book Awards for Golden Book 1 NA, and 2013 Maverick Movie Awards Best Supporting Actor Short Maxi nomination. Okay, that's scored off. Okay, my next one has to do with Martin Birch, and I'm gonna go ahead and read that, and yeah, and move on to the commercial break. So there you go. He was a British music producer and sound engineer. He's became renowned for engineering and producing albums recorded previously by British rock bands, including Deep Purple, Rainbow, Fleetwood Mac, Whitesnake, Black Sabbath, Blue Oyster Cult, and Iron Maiden. He was born on December 27, 1948 in Woking, Surrey. Wow. He began a career in music as an audio engineer with Black Sabbath, Fleetwood Mac, and Deep Purple, producing and engineering 11 albums for their later. In 1980, coming from the Deep Purple camp, he was also come upon the Black Sabbath From Heaven to Hell. The band's previous albums have been self-produced, and was happy to let Birch, who have worked with Ronnie James Dio before, produce them. Wow. His bright mid-range on the album is especially noted. He began a long venture working exclusively with Iron Maiden in 1981, producing and engineering Killers, retiring from them working with the other bands for a while. Wow. Birch has also produced engineering albums for numerous artists. These include Deep Purple-related projects like Rainbow, Pace Ocean Lord, Whitesnake, Roger Glover, and John Lord. But also accomplished Wayne County, in the electric chair, on Fleetwood Mac's album, Mr. Me, in 1973, he is also credited playing, guitar. Okay? This sounds hard, loving man, the Deep Purple's, Deep Purple Rock, is dedicated to him. For Martin Birch, Catalyst. Wow. Birch retired in 1992 after producing Iron Maiden's Fear the Dark album. It was the last of the 10 records he produced with the group. He appeared in Iron Maiden's music video Holy Smoke 2 years before his retirement. He died on August 9, 2020. He was 71 years old. The cause of death was undisclosed. Initial tributes were paid by David Coverdale, Keezer Butler, and Wendy Dole. Members of Iron Maiden offered a legendary tribute to Birch on an official website with Steve Harris, Bruce Dickinson, and Rod Stallworth, reflecting the parachute at his time working with the band. Now, I'm gonna take a break and come up with the plan to eat my dinner. When we come back, we will do Pete Way, Jack Sherman, and Frank Benali. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks. Stay tuned. Welcome back to this trivia video for today, August 25th, 2020. I am so sorry for the huge delay. I just ate my dinner and we'll get away for that. And I just figured, you know what? Let's just read Pete Way's trivia along with Jack Sherman and Frank Benelli. Oh, excuse me. I was rubbing my nose a little bit, but anyway, let's read this now and see what we got, shall we? See what we got. Pierre Frederick Way was an English hard rock and heavy metal bass player. He was the bassist for the band UFO from 1968 to 1982. Wow. Ray rejoined the band briefly in 1988 to 1989 and full-time from 1991 to 2008. He was also a founding member of Wasted and Fastway, and normally played with Michael Shakespeare Group and Ozzy Osbourne. Wow. Okay. He was born on August 7th, 1951 in Elfield, Middlesex, England. P-Way began his career as a musician for the May artists. He played in bands for friends from high school and later career in bands with friends Phil Mogg, A. Parker and Mick Bolton. Okay. This became the original UFO lineup. After 2 studio albums, the original guitarist, the band then recurred the guitarist Roger Kine, Michael Sugar for the Scorpions. Wow. Later, the band signed on the guitarist and keyboardist and longtime friend, Paul Raymond. The group released many albums and singles when they had 2 UK top 40 hits. Wow. Disliking the most commercially accessible direction, UFO was taken in the early 80s. Way jumped ship for the Fastway starring with former Motorhead guitarist Fast A. Clark. P was unable to extricate himself from a contract he was signed with Crisis and stepped down to play bass for Ozzy Osbourne during the Diary from Madman tour. Wow. Okay. In 1982, Pete Way found the punkly title Wasted with Finn Moore, Paul Raymond, and Frank Noon and Ronnie Field. Their debut album, Vices, released in 1982 and reached number 78 in the UK chart. Wow. The band's third album, Save Your Players, was the most successful in America, and it reached 185. Wow. And briefly rejoined the band during the 1988 and 1989 period. Way joined Phil Mogg in the reforming UFO in 1981, recorded 6 more albums with the band within the next 17 years. High Stakes and Dangerous Man in 1992, Welcome War in 1995, China in 2000, Sharks in 2002, You Are Here in 2004, and The Monkey Puzzle in 2006. Health issues forced him to leave the band once again in 2008. Wow. Later, Way released 2 albums under the Damage Control banner. The first album, Damage Control, was recorded with Robin George, Spike, and Chris Slade of AC/DC. And whoever that was, but that's just me, of course. And the second episode was recorded as a trio with Robin and Pete, with sharing lead vocals. Wow. Most recently, in 2018, Pete formed the Pete Way Band, along with guitarist Cammy Guo in 2019, replaced by Chama Sculpt's Jason Paul Wasted, Quiet Edwards of UFO, and with Lawrence Archer of UFO, guesting on some live shows with them tour in the UK last year. Excuse me. He was also recorded a guest bass on the Warface song along with Evo and Fast A. Clark, titled Miss Majwashi, which would be released in 2020 and on Cherry Red Records. Wow. The guitar he used as follows. During UFO's 1970s heyday, He used the Fender pressure and bass, which along with his trademark stripe trousers largely influenced the stage appearance of Steve Harris. Wow. Way switched from Jason Thunderbird basses, which are renowned for the hard edge of rock tone. However, he recently commented that he had been using an info Thunderbird as he found it seemed to be a fire tone. He also been known to use basses by Evidence, most notably the pink Evidence Iceman bass, and the Washburn B020, for which he had pictured in the advertising campaign. His image was also used in the ad campaign by Arctic Basses. Publications. In 2017, he released his autobiography with the aid of professional writer Paul Rees, called A Fast Ride Out of Here, The Confession of Rock's Most Dangerous Man. Wow. Wade died on August 14th, 2020. He was 69 years old, 1 week after his birthday. Following life-threatening injuries, and he was sustained in an accident 2 months earlier. Wow. He was survived by his wife Jenny, 2 daughters Zoe and Charlotte, his younger brother Neil. Wade died just 10 weeks after the former UFO bandmate and guitarist Paul Chapman, which I'll talk about in another time. And 1 year after, 1 year after keyboardist Paul Raymond, which I'll talk about some other time, and lead vocalist Phil Mogg, which I'll talk about, and drummer A. Parker, and the only surviving member of the as the only survivor of the No Place to Ride lineup. Wow. Slide into Pete Way sections. Well, anyway, did A. Parker die already, or is he still alive? Oh, okay, he's still alive. Okay, I see what's going. Oh yeah, Peter Mogg is still there. Yeah, I thought Peter Mogg is still it's still there, but Paul Raymond died. Okay, I see what's going on. Okay. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Well, we'll just talk about Jack Sherman, shall we? So we got Jack Morris Sherman. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the delay. I was drinking water and I don't know what happened. My stepdad told me I was a vacuum cleaner for my valve. I'm like, what happened? But anyway, I'll continue on. I want to be serious about this again, but that's just me. But anyway. Okay, it's gone. Okay. Okay, where are we? Jack Morris Sherman was an American guitarist who had been known as a second guitarist, but have been joined the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Okay, in between Haley's Sharwick's departure and return. Wow, he played on their debut album and co-wrote made much of the second album, Freaky Sally would pronounce it. Wow. Who went on to collaborate with musicians such as Bob Dylan, George Clinton, Farley Charlie, and Peter Chase. Wow. Shore was born in Miami, Florida on January 18th, 1956. Excuse me. Okay. He joined the rock band Red Hot Chili Peppers in December 1983, placing a founding member Howdy Sharwick. Wow. Sherman was main the band when their first tour in 1984 to support the release of their first now titled album. They turned out to be the only album in which he would only act as a guitarist. Wow. He co-composed material was on the debut album as well as several songs in the follow-up record, Freaky Saturday, in which Solak requested to return to the band in early 1985. Wow. Sherman was fired before recording Combination, and in spite of this, he later provided the backing vocals to the band's album Mother's Milk and the Abbey Road EP. Wow. He subsequently collaborated with Bob Dylan in Knockout Loaded. Wow. Funk musician George Clinton, R&B's Skeletons in the Closet, and as well as Fergie Sturkey and Peter Chase. Wow. Chase, excuse me, I misspelled, but anyway. But the Red Hot Chili Peppers were inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2012. Neither Sherman nor guitarist Dave Navarro, who have played guitar in one of the band's albums, were inducted. Sherman blamed the band's members for the motions, saying that it was ignored with the work and they would have to having sort of under annotations conditions. Wow. And Keisha, the lead vocalist of Red Hot Chili Peppers, wrote his autobiography that the band understand so that he was relationship with Sherman would be stretched because he did not propose a punk rock bridge. Yeah. However, he acknowledged the important part Sherman played in keeping the band afloat. Sherman died on August 18, 2020. He was 64 years old. The cause of death not to be determined. The Red Hot Chili Peppers released a statement on Sherman's death, saying, "We are the Red Hot Chili Peppers. The family will not like to wish Jack Sherman smooth sailing in the worlds beyond, for he has passed." Jack played on our debut album as well as our first tour in USA. He was a unique dude, and we like to thank him for all the times, good, bad, and in between, peace on the boogie platform. Wow. One more I have to talk about, and that is Frankie Banali. Now, what I would like to say about Frankie Banali is I'm in deep shock about this, what happened to him this past nearly few days. And Frankie Banali is a great drummer of Quiet Riot, per se. I talk about this in the 10th anniversary documentary. I talk about it every time. And I assume when he died like this, I was in deep shock. Okay? But anyway, Frankie Banali was an American rock drummer known for the most work from the multi-band heavy metal band Quiet Riot, and was the only member remaining in the band's classic lineup. He has been the band's manager since 1994. He has played drums in the heavy metal band Wops, and as well as with Billy Idol. Banali is with British touring drummer for Fashion Pussycat and Spelling He was born on November 14th, 1951, in Queens, New York, to Asian immigrants, Jack and Martha Banali. Wow, in 1975, he moved to Los Angeles, where he spent 4 years playing drums with various bands, including Steppenwolf with Nick St. Nicholas, wow, and Goldie John. In 1979, Banali on one basis Storm, and it was in secret rehearsals with the band Quiet Riot guitarist Ray Rhodes, and Ozzy Osbourne later was looking for a guitar player for the launch of a new band. In 1980, he joined forces with Kevin McGraw and former role with Volume Door musicians. Before sailing a former Snow guitarist Carlos Cavallo and bassist Chuck Wright, after Rolly Sarzo replaced Wright, DeBall changed the name of a group to Quiet Riot, which was the same name of a band that DeBall, Sarzo, and Ray Rhodes have used prior to Sarzo and Rhodes leaving to join Ozzy Osbourne's band. After signing with Passion Records in September 1982, Bashy Quiet Riot found success with Mental Health, in which was released 6 months after signing with the deals of Pasha Records. In November 1983, after 8 months after its release, Mental Health reached #1 spot in the Billboard 200 charts, replacing Police Simple Rivalry, we pronounce it, making the first heavy metal album to go #1 in the charts. Now, it was great and all. Now, what is Police used to say? It's a rock band in 1977. I thought it was a pop band for some reason, a hip hop band, but they don't have it in hip hop at the time. But anyway, Mental Health was eventually sold for 10 million copies worldwide, of published in a decade of heavy metal hard rock. Wow, that was cool. By that time, Condition Credential was released in July 1984. Conditions began to slowly break Quiet Riot apart, but Battery held on. Fully lineups changed, and the initial fan base, mostly because of Kevin DeVoe's error behavior. By 1989, Kevin Riot disbanded after touring in support of the self-titled album, wow, which was released on October 1988. Around that time of recording the self-titled album, he also played drums on WAP's The Headless Children album. After Quiet Riot disbanded, he rejoined WAP's to tour in support of the album. In 1990, the band was called by Faster Pussycat to replace their fired Mark Michaels during the tour in support of the 1989 album, Wake Me When It's Over. Yeah. After his mother's death in November 1990, but now he regrouped and formed a band called Heavy Bones. Wow. With guitarist Gary Holy. Wow. They released only one album in 1992 before disbanding. In 1993, the band rejoined Quiet Riot after Bobby left the band to join Black Sabbath. You know, it was exciting. You know, in 1994, he also took over the band's manager, overseeing the band's business decisions. After 3 albums and more lineups changes, including the reunion of the classic Mental Health lineup from 1997 onwards, Quiet Riot disbanded in 1993. The Bounty and the Bro reformed Quiet Riot in October 2004 with bassist Chuck Wright and new guitarist Alex Gloriously. Wow. They released one album with the lineup, Rehab, in 2006. Before the anniversary death of Bro in November 2007. The year I founded LukeJ62895's at the time. The body announced that the dissolvement of Quiet Riot on January 14, 2008. It will not be until September 2010 that Benali will be blessed with Kevin DeVoe's family, reforming Quiet Riot with Riot and Glossy. They originally hired Mark Hoff to be let go in January 2012, but while John came in the field for the tour dates. They hired Scott Cavall in March 2012, while November 2013, Cavall left and was replaced by Gizzy Pearl, while in June 2014, Quiet Riot released 10, their first album in 8 years. Quiet Riot documentary. In mid-2010, Benazir has an online fundraiser to be a Kickstarter, with his then fiance, look it up, Rachel Benazir, for the said seed money for the production of the documentary about the band, titled Quiet Riot Was Now You Here, There's No Way Back. A film that she both produced and directed. The final amount was raised of nearly $24,000. The film premiered at the Newport Beach Film Festival on April 29, 2014. On January 18, 2017, Frank was inducted into the Hall of Heavy Metal History for his composition of heavy metal drums. Wow. Influences. Frankie Benelli's main influence included John Bonham rock drumming, who was Led Zeppelin at the time. Buddy Rich, who was traditional jazz drumming at the time, if you watch it from Heaven Papa. Simon Phillips, Dennis Chambers, and Vinny Calamity. We pronounce it. But anyway, personal life and death. Frankie's father, Jack, died from pancreatic cancer in 1974. Frankie's mother, Martha, died after an 8-year battle with breast cancer on November 14th, 1990. Frankie's 39th birthday. Frankie married his first wife, Karen. If you watch this, Mom, it's for you. Born January 20th, 1969 and 1994. On February 17th, 1997, his daughter Ashley was born. On April 14th, 2009, Karen died from heart failure at the age of 40. Wow. On November 11th, 2015, Frankie married his second wife, Regina Russell Benazzi. Wow. Who produced and directed a documentary about Quiet Riot called Quiet Riot. Well, now you're here, there's no way back. In October 2019, Benally revealed that he was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, which I'll expect to have you watch this, Billy. On April 17th, he died from the disease on Billy's birthday, 26th birthday. He was 68 years old. August 20th, 2020. That was basically it. This left Benally as the second member of the classic mental health era Quiet Riot lineup to have died, following Kevin DeBow in November 2007. And that was basically it for the whole thing. So, what do I think about all this tributes? That were going to be sad and lonely and other things, but that's just me, of course. So anyways, guys, that wraps up for this video. I hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for the next one, which is going to be a brand new episode of LJP Spare Me At. Episode number 541. Purple Roads Podcast, episode number 26. Till next time, it's LukeJ. Goodbye, peace out, baby. We can't want to react to guys and other things. We guys very soon. Till then, jump out. See ya.